Hey, what's up, people? Diving right in. Let's go. Number 25. Nice round number there. You know what I'm saying? DC 25. That's another by fives. You know, every stream by fives. Maybe something cool happened. I don't know. I'll have to think about that beforehand. DC 30. Whew, that live stream. Whew, buckle up for that one. Who knows what's going to happen there? Anyway, what's up, people? What's up, people? It's happening. We're here. Everyone's here. Oh, yes. And I got a super chat already from Peter that just says, enjoy the live Q&A, everybody. Have a nice day. DC20, baby. Purple hearts. I love it. I love it. Participants, who we got here? Let me see the shout outs. Let me welcome everybody. I'm going to give you all the full update of what exactly is going into the 0.6.1 and the release date of 0.6.1. And then we're diving right into the Q&A. So it's going to be a quick, we're diving right into the Q&A. We're going to answer some questions, baby. We have too many announcements. I've been telling y'all too much stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's really the problem. I should save that stuff for the patron live streams we do every tomorrow, actually. We're doing subclasses, a whole bunch of subclass. We're going through the 4th subclass, either a monk or barbarian. Who knows? Anyway, Ace, aka Almuria, Andrew, Arcane Cypher, Bold Not Bald, Brian Burns, Carrots, Chris Champion, Charlie Wolf, David, Does Media Lie, Dreamweaver, what's up, Dreamweaver, Elk Warrior, Embrace the Rook, Eugene Spears, Evan Basnall, Garrett M, let's go Garrett M, what's up, baby? Glenn Finley, Grand Old Dwarf, oh, let's go, Half drank OJ. It's a half full glass of OJ because glass is always half full here, baby. Hey Zero, Hopeful Mayhem, Ironside, Jakku, J Doms, Jeffrey, Jeff Jones, all the Kindly Cryptid, Knucklebone and Fickle Fortune. Every time I see your name, Knucklebone and Fickle Fortune, I want to say it as fast as I can without any sort of hesitation. So I'll try it again next week. Mortals here, Ocarus, Omnicon, Orman, PHRBX, Raphael Solita, Rod Aldego, Sambros, Slit, Snob Gobbler, Ted, Pocket Dimension, Tom Gold, Trothguard, Unstable. What's up, people? Woo! Wolves of the Night is here. Thank God, because we're going to be diving into the Q&As real soon. Yeah, lots of stuff. Hit the like button, guys. Thanks, Wolves. Appreciate it. Guys, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do all the names. Because it used to be, it would take like a few seconds, and now there's 100 of y'all. So, whoo, baby. Let's go. Jeffrey's jumping into the questions already. So hold your questions, copy paste that question back, Jeffrey, because I do love that question. I would love to talk about that. Lurking for the cause. I see you, Glenn. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So we're in 0.6.1. What's in it? When are we getting it? Here we go. Here's what's in it, first of all, right? I'm here with, I'm up to date with the chat. Yeah, we're live with the chat. Okay, cool. Oh, Joe Cherry, Platinum in the house. Hello, friends and fellow dragons. What's up, baby? Let's go. We have a fellow Platinum Dragon as of today. It's just join the ranks. Badman Hell. Good morning. What are you? All the time zones, baby. All the time zones. Wait, Nahul, where's Nahul? Hey, first time live. Am I saying Nahul? I think I said it right. And that's a rare occurrence for me. I'm terrible pronunciating, right? Australia, Wayne, let's go. Oh, top of the morning. Oh, no, that's British. Ah, damn it. Australia. Hi, crikey, welcome. Welcome to the stream, yay. Welcome to the stream. No, it's Canadian. Oh, I'm all over the place. It's okay. Wayne's never coming back. I'm sorry, Wayne. There you go. I had one chance with Wayne and I blew it, y'all. Let's go. Cricket. Oh man. Anyway, good day. There we go. Good day, coach. There it is. Oh, Big Bing McDeuce. What's up from Canada? Oh boy, how's it going there? Yeah. Oh yeah. Nice, huh? They say hi. Oh, hey, I saw literally right now my beta review team is in the Discord chat talking right now about something. Who knows? They're brewing something up. And then, whoa, Joe Cherry. Oh, Joe Cherry doesn't mess around. I haven't even talked about anything yet. Joe Cherry sweeps in as his giant platinum wings glisten in the moonlight now because it's nighttime, y'all. Fix your time zones. Move to Texas, y'all. Flap in the winds as he soars overhead, saying the question, "Did you miss me?" Says the Platinum Dragon, Joe Cherry, with a freaking super chat, bro. Appreciate you, Joe. Love it. And that's it's a perfect segue there. First question from Joe Cherry. Did you miss me? Yeah, I did, bro. Welcome back. And we need to freaking we need to play some DC20. Freaking talk to me, bro. Let's go. Anyway, so how this works is the questions. If you have a question, go ahead and ask it right now. Hashtag question. Ask the questions right now. My moderators will pick them up, grab them. Put a hashtag in like all caps question just to make it easier for my moderators to grab, right? And they'll start compiling the questions and I will answer them in the order I get them. I appreciate you joining the stream early. All that good stuff. It helps kind of get the stream out there, get some traction, see more eyes on it, all that stuff. As we approach the Kickstarter, which is less than 2 months away. What? Wild. So then, where was I even going with that? It's just so crazy. It's just so crazy. Yeah. So, and any super chats, questions, jump to the front of the line. Appreciate the support of the stream. It helps to literally support and get DC20 to the finish line. That is the Kickstarter. I am literally min-maxing the budget left as we approach the Kickstarter and having to pay for things that I don't have yet, like art's expensive, y'all. Pay for things and do things and make molds and extra models for this and get different stains and all the different type of stuff that goes into a Kickstarter. The support's appreciated. Props to the patrons. Props to you guys in the live streams. Props for just watching the videos and sharing it with your friends. There's that out of the way. So now what the announcement for? It's a quick announcement because 0.6.1 0.6.1 is going to be the biggest thing about it is just an errors update fix. Another nice thing about, if I said this last week, this month was the last month that I'm releasing 5th edition content on my Patreon. Everything in my team is shifting over to DC20. We are all in. The ship has sailed. We have saluted the ship that was D&D 5th edition, and everyone on the team is now on the DC20 boat, sailing into the sunset, right? With a bright future. So all my editors and people and team can look through stuff and fix things. So 0.6.1 is going to be completely fixed with so many more errors fixed. Inconsistencies, accidental inconsistencies between versions that didn't get updated because I have a Notion document that gets converted to a Google document that gets converted to a PDF. So somewhere along the line, there can be plenty of problems. So there's gonna be a bunch of error fixes. So the document should be really good to go as far as like rule consistencies and stuff like that. So that's one huge quality of life fix just out the gate, right? And then, whoa, Luis, can somebody translate that for me? Oh no. Bonoi Galleria, Brazanda no Bono DC20 so more. I think they said they love DC20 at the end there. Can anyone translate that at the Dungeon Coach and then translate that for me? I appreciate you, Louise. I don't know if I've ever received a super chat in another language, so that might be a first. Appreciate you, Louise. I feel the love already, right? Oh, wait. PHRBX, that's what it says. Good night, guys. Cool Brazilians on DC20. Only love. Oh, what a cool phrase. So amor, only love. That's such a cool phrase from another language. Man, other languages are so cool. Oh, that's so cool. I love that. Thank you for the translation, PHRBX. Okay, so for the 0.6.1 errors and updates, the new armor system. And I will say this is the new armor system. If y'all remember, like a month or so ago, I teased the armor system. It has been updated again. It is actually easier and more streamlined. The old armor system, if you guys have been here and saw that, I'm not going to go into it and showcase the whole thing again. There was 3 different modifications for light armor and 3 different modifications for heavy armor. That has been reduced down for 2 modifications and 2 modifications. It's way more simple, way more streamlined. It is very clear choices of you get this benefit at the cost of this benefit at the cost of this. And then you have a similar situation for the heavy armor. I think it's just much better. Overall, much better. Does a lot of great things. All the benefits from the old one, but it's just a little bit more on-brand DC20, clean, clear, and simple, all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, it's been like 3 weeks ago. Three weeks ago, I think, yeah. So that's the new armor system is going to be in that. Also, the new HP formula is going to hit the game. The new HP formula is going to be, instead of a base of 6, and then you get 2 times your level every level, it's a base, sorry. Instead of a base of, oh my God, what was the old base? 4? The base 4. Yeah. Instead of a base of 4 and you add 2 times your level every level, it's a base of 5 and you add 1 times your level every level, right? The increase of the base brings the base back up and keeps the level 1 hit points the same. So everyone's level 1 hit points. Yes, it's 5. 5 times 2 times 6. So then it's 6, a base of 6 then. Oh, that's right. There you go. So whatever that's what's so funny. What's so funny is I don't remember what it is because it's been so long. I've been playing and operating in 0.6.1 for so long. I've literally moved on from it. So health, I'm making sure I'm double checking it right here. Just to make sure I say the right thing now to all of you guys, right? Health, there we go. So now it is 6 plus your level instead of 5 plus 2 times your level. Plus might, of course. So now the base is a little higher, but the level scaling is cut in half. So you don't gain 2 health every level now. That was increasing health to be a little bit too high, a little bit too fast. Now everything's gonna have to scale up sooner and bigger and better, all this kind of stuff. It's just tuning in the damage to keep the positive of DC20 having those lower numbers and to keep that feeling good. I think this is much, much better, and it makes might a little bit more mighty, and I think it brings might up to give it some love back to bring out the balance of all 4 attributes. Might's going to play a bigger role in all that, so very huge thing there. Also, grit. The new grit update is going to go live with this as well, so you now start off with 2 grit. Every character starts off with 2 grit. You're an adventurer, baby. You can push yourself and go. You don't get to becoming a level 1 adventurer without having at least a little bit of grit, baby, to push forward and push through to survive when your back's against the wall. You're a level 1 adventurer, right? A level 0 person might have 0 grit, sure, right? But all characters now start off with a base of 2 grit, which means now if you have a charisma of 3, now you have 5 grit. Oh my gosh, wow, cool, right? Grit also can be able to, we'll keep it. You get the idea of grit points are in the game. And then now the problem from before is if you had negative charisma, there was no penalty. Now, there we go. If you have -2 charisma, you have 0 grit now. There we go. That's the whole idea, right? So that's fine. I like my grits. That's funny. Right. So now with charisma, it's not going to be just there's no negative benefits to dumping charisma. Yay. And a little bit of foreshadowing. In 0.7, there might be an additional application of way to use grit in another cool way. So we'll save that for 0.7. Anyway. And then the last update, which is a strange one to even mention here, but it was brought up to my attention and it was like, oh God, that's a problem. That was not intended. Fiendborn's fiendish gaze got fixed. It was 2 action points, and it didn't say it had a cost of action point, and it was just strange. So it's just been fixed. I think its action point it costs 1 action point now, which it always should have cost 1 action point. It just didn't say it. You don't only do it once per combat. You can do it once per long rest, and it resets. When you roll initiative, that's in general a nice mechanic in DC20. Is you can do it once per long rest, but it resets and it's ready to go whenever you roll for initiative, because that's the whole concept of oh shit hits the fan, let's go, and you can tap into it again, right? So that's one thing there. That mechanic is I think a pretty solid one, and it solves a lot of problems. I could get into that, but that's not a question that we're talking about. And then it costs 1 ancestry point now instead of 2, and yeah, cool. So it's a little quality of life there. And now the release date before I get into the questions. And then what do I have thinking for? Wait, what do I? 0 charisma still has 2. 0 charisma still has 2 grit. Yes, so 0 charisma has grit now. Yeah, exactly. And then okay, cool. So the release date now is in 2 days. So right now, Mark is working on it right now. He finished it, and I went through with a fine-tooth comb, baby, because I'm not all like, no. And we caught a little bit of things here and there and got some things there. Oh, okay, cool. And then now he's going back and he's working on it again. He might finish it tonight, and I'd post it right away first thing in the morning once I get all the, posting other things going on there. So either tomorrow, if it's a super surprise early, but for sure 100% Thursday, is 0.6.1 is live and ready. So let's go, baby. Yeah, for sure. And then a Beastborn Platypus character. Love that so much. So there is the update, and I can now delete that off the deal. There we go. Whew. So that is we're on to the questions now. Let's go. Let's freaking get into these questions. Guys, I'm just going to say real quick as a side note, just I am so excited. Tomorrow, I will be done with all of the big Kickstarter stuff. Whew. I have not, like, full transparency, and this is why I have been scrambling so much and all these other things. I have not been able to truly, like, block everything out, put on the good old sound canceling headphones, and just work on DC20 because I've been doing Kickstarter stuff. The amount of things you have to do to run a Kickstarter is crazy, and it's just me. So I don't have like I'm not, freaking these, well, shoot, big companies don't even have to do Kickstarters. So I don't have somebody I can just like, oh, hey, you run the Kickstarter for me. I don't have any sort of people like that, right? I have a team, and they're a badass team, but they also have jobs themselves and other things and all that kind of stuff. So I've been super tied up with getting the Kickstarter ready because that is the future of the game, and it has to do well, y'all. It has to do well. The better it does, the bigger DC20 is. If this thing pops off, if the Kickstarter pops off June 4th, links down in the description, if it pops off and goes wild, then I'll be able to hire people on. I'll be able to actually have other people full-time besides just myself, and I'll be able to give them things and tasks to do to be able to make sure the editing, all these stuff is good, make sure that all these things can go, and then I can just be like, okay, cool. Now I can just make DC20, and that's all I can do. And then, man, the content and the pace, it's just going to catch on fire. Just going to catch on fire. It's going to be crazy. So it has to go well. It has to go well. So, yeah, let's go. So, and that's just even more. I have to appreciate the support, as Kyle says that. Appreciate you, Kyle. I feel the love. I feel the love. So, yeah, that's a big deal. It's a big deal. So here we go. Let's go to the questions. Live stream questions, baby. This is tonight. Ready for a stream? Yes. All right. Crankinator 5. Would you consider having the harsh fails on saving throws like you have on armor class? Harsh fails on saving throws like you do on armor class. Okay, so I think what you mean by hard fails, there is going to be hard, like by fives failures for certain saving throws. Yes, certain monsters will have a mechanic where it's a scorpion's poison, and you make a might save to resist the poison and its effects. Failure, right? Failure, you're impaired. Failure 5, you're poisoned. Ooh, baby. Shoot, right? You get the idea, right? So there's for sure going to be worsening failures, not for every single one. No, that would not be good to, like, every time you have to always, and it gets, no. In general, there's saves and they have failures, simple. And sometimes if you want to, and if the monster design is, the class design, whatever, yeah, there's for sure going to be failed by 5s, fail by 10s, etc. for sure. I think there's one thing I threw into the game. It was something like fail by 10, and it was like real bad. Like it was starting to petrification or something like that. Fail by 10 and you start to get petrified, which is another checkpoint system. It's not like an instant, oh, you're petrified. Petrification has a process as well. So there we go. And then, yeah. And then we got another super chat from, I appreciate you, Orman. We got another super chat from Joe M. I'll have to swing by for the VOD later. Have fun. Joe M swinging in with his late fee and just a good old hello. What's up, Joe M? Always good to see your name, man. Grand Old Dwarf. Grand Old Dwarf, Collector's Edition. Do I sneak peek? No, I can't. I'm not going to sneak peek. I'm not going to sneak peek there's an alternate cover. There's an alternate cover of a black leather book with the alternate cover for the Kickstarter, and it's a Kickstarter only book. But yeah, sneak, a little sneak. You want a little sneak? All right, I'll give you a little sneak. Okay, hold up. All right, hold up. I gotta set up my page so I can do the sneak, right? Where is it? Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I have so many tabs open. Okay, I'm gonna do a little sneak, and it's gonna be a little snake. Alternate cover. All right. Yeah. Okay. Alternate cover. The alternate cover. Let me see. I'm gonna go to share here. All right, so you can just kind of look at this for a second. Alternate cover. Let's see here. Oh, what was that? Oh, what? A black leather book, DC20 and a just purple dragon head, in purple foil, a purple foil flecking over the top of it. That's it. Done. Yeah, it's gonna be sick. But yeah, it's the purple dragon from the cover that you saw before, but it's just a straight up boom purple dragon, DC20, black leather book, gold foil, all one color, done, right? Chris Campion, shut up and take my money. That collector's edition sounds sick. Yes. And how it's going to work, I've been working on the reward tiers. I kind of have all the reward tiers kind of set up now for the Kickstarter. How it's going to look is you can the collector's edition, limited edition, all that kind of stuff cover is going to just be an add-on, so that you'll have the book and you can do I just want the book and I can upgrade the cover, or you can do the premium packages with all the extra stuff and the action trackers and dice and all this other kind of stuff, and then upgrade the book. So you'll be able to get it if you want at any level, any tier. So heck yeah. And then I love all the hype, y'all. Thanks for that. Rakdos, late fee. What do you think about changing light armor to -1 of prime instead of -2? Shout out to Pierce for answering our questions. Shout out -1 to prime. I would say right now, no. I think it's absolutely works out amazingly for the -2. I love that. There's an amount of choice for a 3. There's a choice if you have max agility. You probably don't want to take that modification because you're turning your PD down by 2, which is a lot. So, but then if you have 2 agility, it's a choice. 1 agility, it's obvious, and if we take that out, I think we lose some of that, and I think it favors agility more. And I'm trying to keep agility in check. So there's my answer to that question. But thank you, Rakdos, and thank you for the late fee. These fees you guys all made up. I did not make any of these up, for the record. Liam with a super chat for the next Kickstarter. Will 5e convention book? Wait, will the 5e convention book? Oh, conversion book be a core part, or that be an add-on? 5e conversion. So the 5e conversion book, I'm going to have to see the timeline of when that's made and all that kind of stuff. That would be something that probably would just be added on to the Kickstarter for free, potentially. It's going to probably be a stretch goal. In fact, I'm going to write that down right now. Stretch goal, 5e conversion guide, stretch goal. So the 5e conversion guide, I could probably put that on there as a stretch goal, and it would be like, because here's the other thing, why stretch goals work the way they do, especially for someone in my position as a smaller person. If these stretch goals we hit and then we get this large, there's going to be a point where I can reach to where I can actually pay people to do stuff that I would usually have to do. And if I pay people to do stuff that I would normally have to do, that's more time for me to create stuff like a 5e conversion guide, right? So it probably would be a stretch goal type situation. But either way, there's a ton of stretch goals, kindly. There's a ton of stretch goals. I'm also working on those. Some of them are classes, like maybe the Spellblade might be a certain stretch goal. There's gonna be a lot of stretch goals. I'm now the reward tiers I got to set up, and then it's for stretch goals, and there's a bunch of Kickstarter things I'm still trying to knock out so I can focus back on making DC20. But I had to take a little pit stop and make all this freaking Kickstarter stuff. So heck yeah. So yeah, Liam, that would be a stretch goal, and if the stretch goal was hit, I would send it out to everybody, every backer. It would be a free add-on to everyone. The 5e conversion guide would be free to all Kickstarter backers. It would just be something like, hey, we unlocked stretch goal, free, everyone gets it. Woo, party, right? So yeah, Kyle Doring, I've been running Riser's Necromancer homebrew subclass. I've never heard of it. As spending 1 MP per day for small size to keep their undead alive. Would you think this would be right for a Necromancer summoner? If not, why? Ooh, 1 MP per day to keep their undead alive. In general, I wouldn't even work it like that. I'm just trying to, game design questions can get real crunchy and in depth and all this stuff. Everything I've thought about and worked on for the summoner for DC20, I would not. That's a crunchy, not fun, not even housekeeping. mechanic. You could summon undead. You could summon your undead. It would cost mana, and then they would fade away. They're not just gonna like stay alive for forever, and you could. So I don't know. I in general would not have some sort of mana cost per day to keep undead alive. They would just resummon them in some way, shape, or form like that. So that's why it would be. It's an interesting question, but I hope that answers my take on it. I just wouldn't have that be the mechanic, and I also don't know the subclass. So I'm sorry, Kyle, if that is not as helpful, but I would just have them summon, and then the undead, they fall apart, and then they can summon them again. I don't think I would have to, but you have to summon a creature, and it has to have a skeleton of a person around there, and all this stuff. I would just have them summon them out of the ether, summon them from a plane, summon them. I wouldn't want to have to like, you have to summon from a freshly dead or something like that, and you have to keep them alive and I don't know. I don't think that would be a fun thing, right? DC20 merch as an add-on or stretch goal. I don't think DC20 merch is going to be an add-on or stretch goal. I think DC20 merch is going to be something that I have and develop and launch alongside the Kickstarter. In some ways, I think I'm going to launch either right before or right after some sort of DC20 merch. I think that's going to be a thing. I don't want it to be part of the Kickstarter per se, because then that introduces a lot of stuff with shipping and all this other kind of stuff. And trust me, the rest of the world especially does not want to mess with shipping non-books. Shipping books across the world, not that complicated, not that expensive in comparison to shipping physical anything else that's not a book. Books have some sort of like waiver or some sort of different, they're handled differently than other items. Like shipping this, I have to pay like a 20% tax per cost of this, however much this costs, I have to pay 20% of that as called a VAT tax across in the UK, all this stuff. It's insane. But if it's a book, it's like, oh yeah, it's fine. Just come on in. But if it's anything else, you have to pay like 20% tax. It's crazy. So blah, 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 right. Anyway. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, there will be merch though. There will be merch for sure. And the top tier, the highest crazy insane tier is going to have t-shirts that my wife makes here. But the reason why that's the case is the top tier also has a sign, like I signed the book. Which is a very big process too, because the books have to come here. I have to sign the books and pack, and then I'm sending them out instead of like the companies, and it's a big ordeal. So it's gonna be a very, very limited thing. But that's also why I only have the shirts at the highest thing, not because shirts are some freaking ungodly amazing thing, super crazy thing like that, but it's because physically they're going to be made here in my house, and I'm going to sign the book, and those two things I physically need to be there for, right? So that's a whole nother thing. Anyway. Sneak the action tracker into the book. Page 25. Page 20. Here you go. That's funny. Pig D&D, what's up, baby? Keep up the awesome work, coach. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, Ben. Let's go. All right. So now back to the questions. All right. Where we at? Okay. Ironside. Question. Hey, coach. Do YouTube members have access to the Patreon live stream? I'd love to see those. Oh, Interesting. YouTube members do not have access to the Patreon live streams. I link them to Patreon, and YouTube members. I can look into that. I'm gonna make a note to look into that. Can I link Patreon and YouTube members together? Right. I might be able to do something where I post the stream, like the actual like stream list. I could do that. I could probably post that. I wouldn't be able to do the live ones, but I could probably do the live streams, and you could see like what happens in the live streams. That would at least be a big look behind the curtain, because we do a lot, like the patron live streams. We're making subclasses and seeing what all the potential subclasses of the game will be, and how the sorcerer looks, and the types of what the level 6 and 9 type features will look for a sorcerer, and all these types of things. So big stuff there. So yeah, I am gonna look into that for YouTube members. I appreciate you, the YouTube members too, bro. Thank you. So next question, Arcane Cipher. Will the Spellblade have access to all 3 spell lists, Primal, Divine, Arcane? Are they concerned about them being able to pick any of the 3? So right now that is not yet locked in. And in general, I'll say this about all questions. Anything regarding the Spellblade, I don't want to answer early because of how important the Spellblade is. I fully respect the paladin, and I know that people were sad losing the paladin, so I am doing my damnedest for the Spellblade to be amazing. So I don't want to answer any questions about what if this, that, and the other for the Spellblade, because I want to wait and showcase you the Spellblade, and you will see that. That will be a video. Maybe it's a live stream reveal, maybe whatever. Patrons will be seeing it probably maybe in the next 3 weeks or so. Who knows? But that's going to be not something I'm just going to like, I'm not going to speculate on. You know what I'm saying? I want to be very clear and respectful of the Spellblade. So there you go. Fanboy KC, what did I miss? What I missed? That's right. That's right. Grand Old Dwarf, you missed the sneak peek of the collector's edition. Ho, 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 ho. Travis Jones question. Instead of DR, have you considered giving armor extra HP instead? It nets the same effect. It takes more hits before dying and is faster at the table. Faster at the table. So I don't... faster at the table if you change the mechanics. Yes. So if you just gave armor HP and then it lost HP before you go into the next one, or it lost HP before it hit your own HP or something like that. That is one way to do it, and it's not a bad idea. I will say that, but it definitely would be a shorter use, and it's not. Even me thinking about it right now, I'm trying to go through it, and I was like, is if armor had hit points, and you didn't have the heavy hit, brutal hit, and all that kind of stuff, it would just deal damage to you. It would be like temporary hit points, right? And then I guess there would be temporary hit points, then armor hit points, then your own hit points. And that now is getting into the realm of 3 different hit points. And I worry about the clearness of that. And that is kind of simple, but it is more different things to track in different places to put numbers and hit point and damage. So I don't know there. And then also it would be used up and gone. So then the armor would be like broken or whatever. And then the armor's broken, and then now it's not effective anymore. And now after you've received a certain amount of damage, which is what you're supposed to do, it now isn't good anymore. And it now runs out of health. And that's not a mechanic I want for heavy armor. No. Like heavy armor is designed to take hits, right? And you'd be better at taking hits. So yes, giving it hit points would do that. But then once those hit points are gone, it's now gone, right? So the hit points are gone, and you now no longer, once the hit points on the heavy armor is gone, it's essentially the same or just worse as light armor, right? So that's a concern. Whereas damage reduction on armor constantly can reduce damage however much you take. You could take damage, you could go on a marathon of a combat, followed by another marathon of a combat, never resting, never needing to repair, and that heavy armor is going to be durable and help you, right? That's, I think, more in line with what I want for heavy armor, instead of a system that has health and then it's gone and then it's not good and then you have to repair it and all that kind of stuff, right? So there's my 2 cents on that. But that is a solid idea, Travis. And don't be surprised if certain armors do have health, right? Like certain armors, you could bolster it or add some sort of thing to it, and now it does, or a magic item that has health on it, stuff like that. You know, I could totally see that, but not the core baseline of that stuff. Yeah, so cool. J Doms, what subclass are you most excited about? What subclass are you most excited about so far? Oh. Okay, I'm gonna say this one simply because it popped into my head first, and I have to respect the question and the thought I just had. It's not necessarily maybe the answer, but it's really fun. I just really want to play it, and it would be so fun to play in a campaign or role play. So I don't know if I said this before, but I think, or I don't know if it was in a Patreon live stream or these. So my answer is going to be a genie patron warlock. And this is, don't think elemental genies. This is a DC20 genie. Think Aladdin genie, like an Aladdin, where you're in a lamp, you rub the lamp, it comes out, grants wishes. Stay with me on this. What if there was a genie warlock, and the genie warlock could grant wishes to their allies, not wishes like literal wishes like the wish spell, but the allies would be able to say things, and as long as that would be a mechanical thing, kind of like how a bard has to say and them hear the song to be able to benefit from it. It'd be that, but reversed for the genie warlock. Their allies would have to ask and say and wish for buffs, and then the warlock could be able to cast buffs on them. And then you'd have a lamp, and you'd only be able to rest within your lamp, but that would be positives and negatives to that. That'd be interesting. And then you could trap people in objects like a lamp. So I don't know, I think that's a fun one that is on the docket for warlocks. But yeah, that's the first one that popped in my head. So there you go, J-Doms. That's funny. And then creation bar before warlocks. That's funny. So okay, there's J-Doms. I hope that sounds like Jakku. Creation bard before warlocks. Okay, yeah, y'all are synced up. Okay, cool. I love that. Thank you, J-Doms. Orman's question: what are the easiest / most difficult ancestries / classes to put together? Whew. Props to Orman for asking 4 questions in one question. What are the easiest or most difficult for ancestries and classes? So the big picture for this question, because that one question / 4 questions I could talk about for a long time as far as the ins and outs of creating these and stuff like that. So the easiest ancestries and classes, I'll take the easy route first. The easiest ones, easiest ancestries was the core ancestries. See, actually, no. I don't know if those were the easiest because they're so iconic. Easiest ancestries are the ones that have isolated island. I'll use the word isolated. Isolated flavor, right? So like the Cyborn. Very easy to do the Cyborn. Like, everyone knows what the template of mechanics are going to be for that. Everyone knows what the flavor is. Everyone knows what, like, oh, it's a psionic being. Okay, yeah, that's the easiest ancestries to make. The most difficult ancestries to make would be the Beastborn, because dear God, how many things that it involves and has. But I also would say the core races with the human, elf, dwarf, gnome, halfling. I wanted them to feel iconic and magical and unique and different, and they will be tied to the lore heavily because I had to flesh out a bunch of I had a bunch of lore already, but then I wanted to take it to the next level so that the mechanics of the ancestries tied into that, why humans are a bit more resilient and can survive a bit better and longer. Elves and dwarves and halflings are brave and they travel and push out, and every single of the 3 of the 4 core ancestries, like with elves, dwarves, gnomes, halflings, have an emotionality spectrum as far as like what they're a little bit slanted to emotionally, whether it be brave or stubborn and all that kind of stuff. They have a connection to nature, whether it be plants, animals, weather. They have an attribute that they shine towards. Dwarves are might, elves are agility, gnomes are intelligence, halflings are charisma, and that makes so much sense. So there was a lot of work that went into the foundation of those, which you might not realize, but yeah, that is a lot. Lore. Oh no, I woke up all the lore goblins. That's funny. And then sick. Okay, cool. So there's that. And then water break. Hip. Almure. Question. Anything you can tell us about the upcoming monk subclass? Whoo. Almure, that is going to be. If you ask that next week, I would be able to give you more of a sneak peek. But the monk subclasses, that has not been something that I can give too much of a sneak peek on. I have a 4-step process for brainstorming things. I might make a video on that. I don't know how interesting that would be for people. So people don't do this. So I have a 4-step process that I do for every single subclass. It's an elaborate process. I do it sometimes. I do it on the Patreon live streams. I do parts of it. The entire process from top to bottom probably takes 6 hours each subclass, and that's just going through. That's just the first 2 or 3 steps. The first 3 steps take about 8 to 10 hours for each subclass. For each class. For each class to generate the concepts for subclasses, and then once we have the big picture concepts for each subclass, now I can dive into what the creation process is. What a lot of people would do, and what a lot of content creators would do, what a lot of game designers would do, is they'd be like, oh, shadow sorcerer. All right, level 3 features of a shadow sorcerer. Nope. There's a much bigger process that I go through for every single subclass, and there's a process. It's methodical. It's probably over the top, but I think these over the top, more methodical, probably too much extra, whatever methods that I use, I think is part of why I think the games is in such a good place, because so much love and attention and care and carefulness is put into every step of the creation process. So yeah, exactly. Considering abilities in a vacuum never ends well. I agree, Amir. Thank you. Liam with another super chat. When it comes to DC20 core rulebook, monster manual, and DM's guide, what are your goals when it comes to making them easier and making them more helpful than their 5e counterparts? I agree. So for each of those books, the core rulebook for DC20 will be standalone. You will be able to play DC20 with just that book. That's all you need. You do not also need the Game Master's Guide. You do not also need the Monster Manual. You will be able to play the game with this book. Boom. There's going to be Game Master rules in there. There's going to be the systems, and all this type of stuff you need is going to be in one book, right? We will see how big that book gets, how many hundreds of pages it is. I'm trying to keep it in the, that like 350 page range. I think anything more than that, we should reevaluate how clean or efficient or how bulky and all that kind of stuff it is. I don't want it to be too intimidating and feel like, oh my gosh, look how it's wild, So there's that. But it's going to be all in one, and core rulebook. So core rulebook is pretty much self-explanatory. It's going to be able to get you to play the game completely. The monster manual is going to be better in DC20 in my opinion, because there's going to be fully made monsters, yes, which is what a monster manual should have in it, yes. The monster is going to range across the whole spectrum of monster levels, right? So it's going to be monster levels, not CR rating or something like that. But anyway, there's going to be two other things. There's going to be monster templates. There's going to be monster templates where you can take certain features and add them to monsters to make them draconic. So if you wanted to you really like this certain monster and you want to make a dragon version of it, dragon version. You want to like this monster of it and you want to make it a cursed, corrupted undead, undead template, right? And you're going to be able to add certain templates onto stuff, right? And you're also going to be able to buff certain monsters and level them up, so that if you have this template and you want to level them up, you level them up or you nerf them. And all monsters are going to be able to be on a sliding scale where, like, I really like this lizard monster. Let's make it stronger, weaker, stronger, weaker. Let's make it undead. You know what I'm saying? So it's just going to be better in that way, for sure. And then there's also going to be a monster guide, how to make your own monsters. It's just like a full-on guide within the monster manual of how to make your own monsters, like a homebrew monster guide, which actually is part of the alpha right now. You can see now what's in the alpha is just a homebrew guide of just me literally being like, I want to give these guys some tips, and I just shot out some tips. This will be like a full-blown homebrew monster resource of, like, a whole step-by-step process, right? So yeah. And I think that a modular monster manual, exactly, yeah. Vampiric Draco Lich, exactly. I love that. And then the Game Master's Guide is actually going to be useful and helpful. I honestly don't know if the Game Master's Guide for D&D has helped me at all. I genuinely don't know that. It probably has, especially early on when I knew nothing or something like that. Maybe it got me pointed in the right direction, but pretty much YouTube videos of my own peers on YouTube now, before I became a YouTuber, they are the ones that help me the most, right? So yeah, and I am not going to be falling into the same trap. The DC20 Game Master's Guide is going to be tables to help you create stuff, like tools for you, not just like there's going to be tips and tricks of how to run stuff, how to set DCs for skill challenges and other things like that. Sure, there's going to be tips to help you out and coach you up on the game, yes, but there's also going to be tables and tools and resources like that, and variant rules. That's another huge thing. There's going to be a very big piece of the Game Master's Guide is variant rules. If you want to run a gritty game, and you can die at any minute. Oh my God, it's real hard. As your health gets lower, you get certain negative status effects. Whenever your character is bloodied or well bloodied, you start to lose benefits to, oh no, as I get closer to death, right? there's going to be rules for that. If you want to play all that kind of stuff, right? So that's how I'm going to try and do it better, just to answer that question. And then Kyle, how do you balance a summoner / tamer with extra creatures in the battlefield with other players that play just as themselves in DC20? Cap on numbers? So for summoner and tamer, the summoner is going to have 2 to... I don't know what I'm wanting to set the upper limit of how many summons they can have is, but either way, it's going to be regulated by action points, ultimately. So the Tamer class, I'll use the Tamer as an example. So the Tamer class is going to have 1 beast. The Tamer class is going to be a regular commoner person. Like you are going to be a regular dude. You are going to be weak and you're a regular person and you have a badass beast. And this beast is going to be what gets stronger as you level up. So I think that's going to be a wildly interesting process in the first place of like, even you having to position yourself like I'm super weak, you know, and like your beast is going in there doing a whole bunch of stuff, right? I think that's going to be fascinating. And I'm super excited for that design space. So you have 2 characters, right? So really the beast tamer doesn't have the problem that you're saying because you're mainly playing the beast, right? You're mainly like, and you're giving it commands and however you want to role play it. But that's not going to be any different than a player spending their 4 action points to do their 4 things. You're going to have 4 action points to do your 4 things. That's it, right? So the tamer's not going to have any problems with that. And the summoner is going to be able to do things with their summons, but it's just going to depend on how many summons they have. A good example is if there's a creature and you have 1 summon next to it, you can attack it. And if you have another summon next to it, you can attack it and it deals more damage potentially. So it's not going to be this really crunchy, like, okay, every monster I have can do this. And whoa, nope. You know, so it's just going to be streamlined through action points and condensing of abilities into single moments that cost action points. So I hope that helps. And then Beast Rider, hey, that's going to be maybe a subclass for the Beast Tamer. Dinesh Surendran. Oh, that's so cool. Just bumping my question I asked earlier. Wait, what? You asked a question earlier. Dinesh, you asked a question earlier. I'm scrolling. I hate when this happens. Dinesh. No, you didn't. Oh, are you saying the question that you asked a question and now you saying you're bumping your question? But when you say bumping your question, that means you're okay. So I'm going to find Dinesh. Uh-oh. So, there we go. I found Dinesh's question. Okay. I got you. Okay. That's the first time that's happened. I see that. Spanish. Dinesh. Hey, there we go. I see it. So Dinesh, there he is. All right, cool. I found your question. All right. I love that. I've been doing this for years and I've never had somebody super chat to then bump their question. That's I see it. I see what you did there. All right, cool. And then so there we go. So question. I work with a company here in Houston running one-shots and campaigns in bars throughout the city. Do you have a collection of pre-gen characters so I could run a few DC20 one-shots? Dude, Dinesh, that's so cool. Okay, Dinesh, first of all, reach out to one of my moderators on Discord, message them, and then they'll hook us up through email. And maybe whenever in the future or the whatever's going on with DC20 and the Kickstarter and things kind of start to settle down and I can start to do these sorts of things, I would love to travel out to Houston and run some one shots there myself. Like, hey guys, this is DC20. Maybe some copies of DC20 or like make it a little thing. That'd be so cool. So, as far as pre-gen characters, I do not have pre-gen characters because the game keeps updating and keeps. So I've resisted making but there will be eventually pre-gens for every single class. But yeah, that is a very interesting thought. So I think we could probably hook up in emails and try and see how that would go. But yeah, that is really cool, Dinesh. That is really cool. That's so cool. And what a cool thing. You're just running campaigns. You want to run a DC20 campaign in some bars throughout the city. That's so cool. I love that. Let's go. Over 1,000 players. Oh my God. Pool of guinea pigs. Let's go. I love that. That's cool. We'll connect for sure. That's awesome. Sick. Back to the questions. Crankinator question. Would you consider having the hard fails and saving oh, we already answered that. Cool. Crack a day. Did you catch the total eclipse? I did not. I did not catch the total eclipse. It was literally happening. I saw some like video pop up on a feed of like, oh, it's happening. I was like, no, all right. And I was just making Kickstarter reward tiers. I was too busy with making Kickstarter reward tiers when the eclipse was happening. So no time for the eclipse. I know it's once every like freaking couple of decades, but you know, DC20 baby, no time. Andrew Tucker, question. Andrew Tucker says, hashtag question, hashtag silly question. Can you please say, yeah, nah, in your Aussie accent? Right, crikey there. Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. You like DC20, eh? You want to crack at the DC20? Oh, right then. DC20, yeah? Nah. DC21. Nailed it. What a silly question. That is a hashtag silly question, Andrew Tucker. Thank you for that. Embrace the Rook. Question. Are you the coolest dungeon coach or is there another? Oh, that's... I don't know of another. There was not another dungeon coach when I had to go find get the names and the website and the YouTube handle and all the social media taglines for dungeon coach. I was the only one. So there's that. I don't know of any others. But I appreciate you. Embrace the Rook. You are a wild goofball with your freaking memes that you make of me. So thanks for that too. Embrace the Rook. Jeffrey, question. Favorite subclass the team designed so far? So currently, I have not reviewed any subclasses that anyone has made. That violates my game design like principles or philosophy or process. My process. I think that's probably the best word for it. So yeah, I have not thinking the process. I will say that to honor Jeffrey's question, a subclass that I am excited for the commander, aka Warlord. The Warlord, if you're not aware, the Warlord is being renamed to Commander. That will either happen in 0.7 or 0.8. But the Commander has a subclass, potentially. The Commander has a subclass called Bodyguard. And the Commander, who specializes in, battlefield, organizing battlefield, command, go. The Commander, Bodyguard Commander, chooses one ally and they become their bodyguard. And it is, they gain certain buffs around towards helping, protecting, etc. their bodyguard, right? So heck yeah. That's awesome. And then let's just go. Another question. Wait, did I miss that? Okay, cool. Liam with our super chat. Will the DC20 be D&D Beyond like site? Okay. Be just a character creator, or will they be able to make homebrew monsters, items, etc.? So so currently I have a whole digital team working on all this type of stuff, but there is a digital character creator, rules compendium, etc. right? There is not currently right now something to where you can like make homebrew monsters and have some interface to where, but those are all of the types of things that are down the line, right? It would be like right now if somebody was like, hey, what do you have any level 20 talents made yet? Oh, whoa. Level 20 talents are not even on my radar. Are they going to be in the game? Oh, prestige talents. Oh, level 20 talents, level 20 boons. Oh my gosh, what? Right? So that's not even on the radar. So in the same way, right, there's just things that have to happen before. But would it be super awesome and sick to be able to codify the monster creation system into a digital format to where you can create a monster and have literal sliding scales for health and sliding scales for level, and it just auto makes the monster for you? I would 100% love that, and that's 100% going to be something that's made. Just it's the time of it. It's the timing of it, right? So yeah, and then so there's that. And next question. Baby, we're already into overtime. All right, it's overtime, baby. Where's my phone? There we go. We're going into overtime, y'all. Going to overtime, and then where is my stopwatch? There we go. Going into overtime. Got my watch here. I'm gonna set a 5-minute shot clock, and what might wounding look like? Crocodile has a super chat. So I'll answer the Crocodile super chat, and then I'm going to go into overtime. So Crocodile, the wounded, it would be something along the lines of if you're bloodied, you are now impaired and dazed, or something like you have disadvantage on, or you go down to 3 action points, or stuff like that. Like you gain some sort of constant, like everything you do is a disadvantage. Or I probably wouldn't interact with exhaustion because that'd be too much, because then you could snowball real quickly with exhaustion, and it also stacks with other things of exhaustion. So I wouldn't mess with exhaustion, but you would just straight up lose 1 action point at bloodied, lose another action point at well bloodied, and then on deck store you have 1. So it naturally goes, you have 4 action points whenever you're above 50% health, you have 3 action points below 50% health, you have 2 action points below 25% health, and you have 1 action point on death's door. Oh my god, right? So that's just a little sneak peek into what that rule might look like. So there you go. And then Alfred Miller, let's go. Alfred Miller, good to see that icon, baby. Good to see your face. Appreciate it, dude. Out of touch for a minute, but I'm back. That's what I heard in my head. I don't know if you said it like that. I'm back. But that's what's up. That's what's up. I appreciate that. Welcome back, Alfred. Welcome back. All right, cool. So I'm going to do the shot clock starting now, and there it is, and here we go. So shot clock for the questions. Here we go. Half drank OJ. Would you say that DC20 leans more into serious theme tone or more lighthearted tone? Oof, interesting. I honestly think the DC20 rules, I'm not trying to have a cop-out question, I think the rules lean itself to whatever tone you want. The death mechanics are there, and they don't have this like, oh, death saving throws. Like you die at -3 hit points. So like, that's more intense technically than Dungeons and Dragons, but there's a ton of stuff with combos and team elements, and I would say it's just more epic. As far as tone, I think it transcends tone. It has nothing to do with like tone like that. Maybe some variant rules can slant the tone to be more lighthearted or not. I think skill challenges can really make it more lighthearted, but I don't know. I would say it's tone agnostic. Joe Cherry, question: I love simplicity. Is there a possibility of a simple just how to build your character PDF that can be made every time we get an update, just so I get confused trying to keep up? That's a good point. And I do have that. I did that the first time when we went from 0.4 to 0.5. I put character creation update, like how to update your characters from one version to the next. So that is something I could see doing. I could see doing in the future. I'm gonna also make a note of that right now. I'm gonna make a note of that right now to add into future, each future update from 7 to 8 to 9 and beyond, is going to be add in updates to how to update your character between versions of the game. So that's a great point there. Unstable question. What is the level of magic accessibility world building wise you prefer? I prefer most interpretations, most below 7 or 6 is common. Wait, below 7 or 6 is common. Enough in a big city will have TP circle. I prefer most interpretations where most below 7 or 6 is common. I don't know what the numbers mean. Unstable. I'm sorry, I can't answer the question, and we're in overtime, so I have to go quickly. But I don't know what you mean by 6 or 7 is common enough. 6 or 7 what? So I'm confused by the question, but overall, world building wise, I like magic to be around. I like magic to be unique, and not every single city has a magic this, that, or the other. But major cities and big cities would have at least one magic shop, and then there's some cities that are wildly magical. And then I also, that's a lore bit. That's a lore tidbit. I don't know if I want to reveal that just yet, but I do like me some magic, and I do like me some wild magic. So there's that. And then Jeffrey, question: I posted my concerns with the change dynamic attack saves and balance design problems. Have you had a chance to read some? Jeffrey, there is a huge thing on dynamic attack saves. That's going to be coming up in 0.8 for dynamic attack saves. For 0.7, I have to focus on subclasses to be able to get those out before the Kickstarter. 0.8 is when you're going to see some dynamic attack save stuff. There's a whole thing on the docket for dynamic attack saves and adjusting those with some things. So yes, all of that has been heard. There's that. Another very well talk about dynamic attack saves. My team's been talking about dynamic attack saves. It was also on my radar. as one of the things that we play tested and was like, and maybe it was better before. So yeah, dynamic attack saves 100% are on the radar. Dennis Hollanda, question, what is the best magic improvement option, AP or MP? What is the best magic improvement option, AP or MP? MPs are always going to be stronger. Mana points are valued at around 3 action points, 2, 3, 4 action points worth of in a single mana point. So 1 mana point is much more powerful than 1 action point, just from a game balance standpoint. Mana is much more powerful, much more scarce of a resource. 1 mana is much more harder to come by than 1 action point, right? So yeah. And then Jakku, question, have you seen the debates on stun in the Discord? Are you and your team considering a rework? I don't know what you're talking about, the debates on stun, but since 0.5, I have had a potential change to stun and or the surprise condition, and a combination of those and or connected to initiative about how a stunned condition or similar name would reduce your action points by a certain amount, right? So instead of you not being able to move, you would reduce your action points by 1, 2, 3, or 4, and like stunned 2 would take away 2 action points. Stunned 4 would take away 4 action points, and that's a true stun, right? And that, there we go. And that makes things a bit more in line with stun not being just like, oh, well, I'm stunned, right? Right. We can add some things where it's taking away, you know, whether we give it to a monk in a stunning strike type situation, it's not just broken and like, oh, the enemy's stunned, they can't do anything. Oh, the player's stunned, that feels real bad. No, it would be you roll for the stunned 2 condition, and if you fail by 5, it's stunned 3. If you fail by 10, it's stunned 4. You get the idea, right? So it's not this like super bad feels. So that's on the table, but because that is connected to surprise and is connected to initiative, it's a bit more complicated and intertwined of a rework. So that's why it has not been on the, you've not seen it yet, because it's just going to be further down the line of things that we're interacting with. So there's that. And I think that's it. Are we all caught up? Cool. So there's that. There is the live stream, people. So now we have the giveaway. We do one every single live stream. So right now in the chat, say what your favorite monk subclass is. Tomorrow morning we are homebrewing monk subclasses in the Patreon live stream. We're going to be doing through monk subclasses. So yeah, let me see your favorite monk subclass. Say something. You can say a number. You can say a period. You can say whatever. But the Nightbot has to have you say something in the chat for you to have a chance to win. And you are getting a copy of the DC20 Alpha. And if you already have the copy of the Alpha, you're getting early access to some things, early access to some stuff as well. Or you can have a shopping spree on the website, or you can have Alkenner's Almanac of All Things, which is like basically a DC20 version of 5e, kind of, which you get the idea. All right, cool. So there's that. And while we're saying that, I'll answer one more question. Philip Fowler has a question. What is your general philosophy on class/subclass levels? Like, will there always be multiple new things, or will it become one big thing as we reach capstone? Yeah. So that's a great question, Philip. So what I'll say this is very subtle, very speculative, very subtle. I'm just going to say a little sneak peek. So at 3rd level, every class gets a subclass at 3rd level, and you will get probably 2 class features, 2 subclass class features. One of those will be like the thing that kind of gets your kit up and running, whether it be a certain resource system or it be a certain tweak or a certain twist or certain thing that you can do that's now whenever you're in shadows, you can, whatever, right? And then there'll be a second one that's maybe a bit weaker, a bit more flavorful, or a bit more role play oriented, or a bit more flavor oriented, right? There's that. There could possibly be a 3rd feature that is purely flavor, right? Kind of like, your eyes can turn black if it command, something simple like that. A more flavorful thing to make the class fantasy of the subclass better, right? So there's that. That's 3rd level, right? So it's not going to be a ton. It's going to be a solid feature, Maybe another one if we need it, and then maybe a flavor one if you need the flavor, right? If you need some help with the flavor and it's not just things you could describe, right? So that's third level. At sixth level, you're probably going to get one feature and that's it, or one feature that's kind of expands on something or whatever, and then a second feature that upgrades the previous features. One thing y'all have not seen yet is a kind of how level 5 classes will work, and I'm going to kind of give a little foreshadowing of this here. At level 5, and this might answer the questions what happens at level 6 for subclasses. At level 5, classes will get a class feature, yes, but you will also have a certain class feature that buffs potentially, sometimes maybe, right, buffs previous versions, right? It buffs previous class features that you already have, right? So it's like, oh, your this feature now gets this, or this feature now gets this, or you gain another monk. Maybe the monk at level 5 gets to pick another stance from their monk class feature, right? You get the idea, right? So things can expand and build on itself, right? At level 5. And then there's also its own standalone class feature, like a level 5 class feature. So that's kind of how level 6 will work as well. Levels 6, obviously mirroring 5, 6 and 5. Level 5 class features kind of are similar to level 6 subclass features. And then the capstones, baby, is just a capstone. So yeah. All right, cool. So let's do the winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Oh yeah. I've got to have a drunken master. It's 100% on the list for monk, drunk master. So winner, exclamation point, winner. Blah, 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 blah. Who's the winner? And the winner is, I love the tension nightbot, Vincent Demogulkin. Vincent Demogulkin. There we go, Vincent Demogulkin. Congratulations, brother. Let's go. Vincent Demogulkin. Yeah, there we go. Okay, wait. Do say the last name. Please stop. Sorry. That's funny. Vincent, get on Discord, message a moderator, Wolves, Admiral Rum, Reno, any of the people with that dark red name, not the pink names, the dark red name, message one of them and they will get you hooked up in contact and get you good to go. And I promise you they will not say your last name out loud either. There you go. And Ironside with the last minute gift of 5 gifted memberships to people. So now Fanboy's a member. Rules and Rulings, Frankie, Ashtech, and Lewis are all now members. What's up? So I can see your comments better on YouTube. And you got that cool green name. Let's go. Okay, thanks, Ironside. That's what's up. Liam had a super chat while I was in the overtime. Thank you for catching it. There we go. Don't tell us the buyers, but how many ad spots did you buy? Whoo! Ad spot. How many ad spots did I buy? Hold up. I can actually answer that question right here. Where's my master? There it is. So ad spots. I bought like 12 from like 12 big ones, and then a lot of content creators are just going to be making them, and I'm going to be giving them affiliate links and just like a thank you. That's at minimum anyone that like shares and spreads and all this other kind of stuff as a content creator, I'm sending out giving them affiliate links for and all that kind of stuff. And some of them are just like, no, I'm gonna do it for free. I'm like, what? I love DC20. Oh my god. So the content creators have been absolutely amazing. So that's there's gonna be a bunch. Stay tuned. There's gonna be a freaking bunch. So heck yeah. And then No Preference, Way of the Wind, Open Hand, Astral Self, Shadow, Way of the Serpent. Oh, I don't know. Way of the Serpent, Drunken Monkey. That's funny. Lots of Drunken Master, Astral Self. Woo. Woo. All right, cool. That is and then I see the more reminders for the super chat. Got it. Cool. Good night, y'all. Thanks for the live stream. I'm gonna have some more updates and announcements next time. Hopefully tomorrow we'll send the final bits of the Kickstarter logistics I have to do, and now I can dive back into the rules and just create now to the stretch, to the home stretch. There we go. Finish line and home stretch. I was saying finish home and line stretch. Oh man. So we are going down the home stretch to cross that finish line. Kickstarter is June 4th, less than 2 months away. Stay creative. Think outside the box.